Giants on defense, Vitality on attack. Again, new comp from Vitality. Let's see what they've been. See what they've been cooking up. Flash goes in, doesn't hit.
Some of the things that look best for him, right?
In terms of Giants, they try and take some map control over towards C. They leave one here, no pressure, so they're just going to try and over-rotate.
They've built massively around this Gecko, particularly on Lotus. We'll have to wait and see.
Everyone's silent in text.
See some pressures towards A, utility invested. Actually, Bone Cold.
Oh, that's a good amount of info, though.
Alongside Destrian, but
with that info, this is interesting. With that info, we heavy rotate. Even the Omen goes out. That's a nice flash. That looks like one of the better things to do with Gecko. That is the one thing that looks really, really good with a Gecko is blasting through smokes. It's great.
Damage down to about 29 HP, but they do get the plant. So 5 standing. The post plant, 1 flash.
River Rope, thank you so much for that as well. Thank you. 2 months in the slot club. Appreciate you saying that.
Could still pose a problem. There goes the paranoia.
Omen flash was great.
Wingman going to come down. That's mostly contact pulled towards
no way, the timing of the reload, a little bit unlucky. 3 on 3. Coutinho survives on 1 HP during all of that.
Sender just completely caught off guard there. I'm not sure if he sent a snake bite. Was just retreating away from that lineup. Key
No
engagement
way,
here.
what's going on there?
Needs to win that one. Pedestrian now on a 1v2.
Difficult. 4 bullets, 3, none left to play with. Half already achieved. Nookie times it well.
Nicely done from Giants.
Feels away from the spike.
Nicely done from them.
Gets the job done. First on the board here for Giants.
So with that deep setup,
it's interesting because so Vitality have prepped this new comp, so they were expecting it to be picked. So they should have some good stuff. I also think that the pick from Giants makes a lot of sense on this map. Like Vitality, especially that single harbor comp was just easy to counter once it had been shown so many times. So I think that the pick is good, and Vitality trying a bit of a curveball by changing their comp here. But again, they knew this was going to get picked, whether it's first or third map, I imagine. So I like that they've at least changed it up, and this is what I imagine most of their week has been prepping for. Obviously, they'll have their own stuff on the split. They knew this was going to happen, but it'll feel like they're probably heavy prepped on this. These two. Gafito, thank you so much, mate. Appreciate you.
A little bit of purchase behind that. So again, nothing really to report early game. This could be Rhyme.
Thanks for saying that as well,
Yeah,
Gafito. That's pretty cool, man.
Just a touch.
I think I only noticed him.
Congrats as well, man.
Curious of actually
oh, what a nice shot.
Behind this, and Bone Cold, a signature pistol for him.
How many times have we said this team is so deadly with these weapons? Sender has been caught, who's been another fiend on it.
Thoughts on the no killjoy? I hate it.
44, but any damage is great at this point.
Like straight up, I hate it. But I'm hoping that we see some nice stuff with the Gecko to kind of warrant it.
Cloud now will be called upon. Bone Cold did get tagged up, so I think actually the Marshal will finish that off. But perfect swing through here. A chance for the plant to come through. Twisted now. A 1v4 scope in hand.
Steak and egg as well. Steak and egg 5. Thank you so much.
Giants to really throw bodies on the line here.
No, if he can cross cleanly to Cloud,
with the prime 4 months in the slot club. Thank you.
Get the Bulldog for this, though,
the lockdown is too good. Lockdown's really good on attack, and shutting down these two and getting information over towards B is just so good. The fact that you can be pretty much both of these sites and all your utils up, it's so perfect. It's such a good killjoy map. There's more orbs on the map as well for the ult that allows you into sites, all of these positions where you can ult and they can't really stop it. Like I can't explain how good of a map it is for killjoy. To not use killjoy in this map in my mind is a big mistake, or you have to have something very good planned. Like the Gecko has to go above and beyond in terms of util to warrant it.
Sacrifice the utility, we're going to prioritize that nonetheless. Yeah, very strange to see that, actually. You'd say Vitality did invest some weapons into the previous bit of pistols.
Okay, now we get into this round. Full buy from them.
Actually holding the placement.
Looks like the flash out is pretty nice for them to get it, and you can pick it up in a safe place. In terms of what's going over towards C, they're one way against one way, and both the Omens are holding for this. We get Sky all out. That'll help Vitality into this round.
Giants defense.
And the bonus is okay. Coutinho has a lot of money, so he can get up. Can even go heavy armor if he wants to.
But again, get that pick, it doesn't really matter. They're on the site anyway. Not the case though, so we carry on forward still. A lot of intent towards this A side, and they look like they want to pressure that issue slightly. Hoodie does have to respect this, slip a little deeper towards tree. Call for support. Those Seekers are going to come online though and come on out. Already straight towards that B side.
Oh my god, what's going on there?
And the flashes are perfect. Twisted, not much to do there. Good trade though, but you can see them just...
Damn.
What? Why did they just push the smoke?
Yeah,
the call.
So the call from Giants here was to overwhelm fast. A lot of people in a lot of positions. They had one flash. They wanted to flash and just go. And yeah, probably thought it was going to look a little bit better than that.
Yeah,
A lot of
really
people
curious.
from
One of the
Vitality were
things
looking at it. The flash didn't seem to get too many people, to be honest with you.
Giants to really tighten up some of their defensive
So yeah, the
rounds,
Floods
'cause
kind of...
this is one that's almost feels
it didn't
very,
go as planned.
similar to some of the rounds we saw
And that's a fast turn from that, though, to be fair to
last
him.
week versus Heretics.
And then...
Again, this is so brazen to swing out. Whether this is just
I mean,
slightly off timing with the flash, I don't know.
Yeah, the flash was like a little bit off with some of the positions, but that turn was very
Those
fast.
sort of things just, you know,
am I playing in
got the
private
eyes
now? Not
crossed the
really, man.
T's
I don't
for
have
some
time.
of these defensive rounds for
I will
Giants
again,
that
but when I
looked
play,
very
I'll
poor last
play
week.
on stream most likely.
Three-play stack to this side. Hold on, this is going to be
So
deadly.
you'll see the
Now gonna find Twisted early.
you'll see
And it's
how
just a brawl
bad the
straight up
no
brawling
play
it
is
out.
for a
Boko
while.
wants to continue going. That paranoia
Damn, this
looks
is
very
so
good. Sender
fast.
success is going to help things. This puts basically Fatinho
That's a nice
always
shot.
on. He has to go big here, and he's
A
only
really
got
nice
one.
shot.
Only managed to take
If
down Destro,
he
wasn't gonna
had
be
enough
enough.
money
So
for a
the Bard's gonna come
shorty
in, and it
before
is
this, I wonder if he had the
still
shorty and
feasible.
didn't realize how
It's a
close he was.
It's
A
not
lot of
beyond
people
the
get the
realms of
shorty out there.
reality, but with the spike
This
down,
either way
the
is a nice
post
shot.
plant set into motion. Hoodie has got such a difficult task in front of him.
Two snake bites to work with, but a very deep hold here towards Mound.
Dorgus, thank you so much. I'm actually recording some more tips tomorrow, I think. I think it's tomorrow.
Oh, this is so dangerous.
He's got no smoke or anything to break sight lines, nothing.
He's not going to have a chance.
Hey,
That
nicely
Vitality
done.
played it really
Nicely,
well
nicely
in the end,
done.
just kind of sitting a little deeper there.
And this is really bizarre. It's
So
two
2-4 on
rounds
top of
that are
this.
almost some of the concern
So,
points that I took away from
gonna
last
have
week.
a
This
low
is
buy.
Another one where
And
Giants
this is a chance for
are happy to turn
Vitality to
scrappy,
get
and I
a
think
good start
in
into
terms
this
of
in terms
roles,
of
it's definitely
money.
a discussion point here with
Yeah, they went for a C shutdown and just kind of had the numbers
Those
here.
aren't really the
Yuto
strengths
was
of
good.
what we've seen from Giants this season. Especially for Fatinho. I don't think he really excels in some of these scrappy brawl-style rounds that Giants seemed so happy to do last week, and we know that ultimately that was their demise, right? The Pearl pick, it didn't look good with Yoru being so slippery.
Fish
and
all
catching
is
them off
up. Do
guard.
they want to just insta send
I'm
it
hoping that
out?
trend doesn't continue here, at least
Nope.
early on here. We're
Damn,
seeing a few
okay, this
examples.
overwhelm to C is
The other side of that, I think
very
Twisted-
strong. They can't really fight this, I don't
Even
think.
though there's been some kind of sporadic
That looks a
performances from him, he
little bit
has looked
good.
good
They
most
can't at
rounds.
least fight
He
this
certainly
within
has.
this
He's one of the
position,
players
but
that
they could
does seem
late
self-sufficient.
fight it if they
Yes,
wanted to,
absolutely
right?
key way to
Kind of
phrase
what we
it.
were seeing
Will be interesting to
Koi
see if there is a
wanting
pump
to
of the brakes,
do when
maybe
they
an
didn't take
adjustment
pressure.
on that aspect of brawling here. Little
I like
bit
it.
of danger coming in. Fatinho and Hoodie finding kills out of nowhere. We
3v3.
are in a post plant though. Bone Cross position is rough.
Nicely done. I don't know if they were making sound or not, but
traded on out, and now Sender. This time they've got smokes to pull the attention. Great tag on Fatinho though. Down to 30. Nuki, how can you become relevant to this? You want to try and assist in this.
nice shots into this round. Wow, they did really good. Hoodie and Fatinho did really good into this one. Felt like the after plants or like the cover. Some of the covers was off here. I don't know. I would have to watch it again.
Do Raswan back with. I say I'm not even sure what damage comes through here.
Because there should have been a swing there, but I guess they're scared of waterfall,
I didn't
so
realize
they
he
couldn't
actually
really
updrafts
swing
and
for
found
it.
that angle.
And they were too busy scared of the push behind.
Answer back.
Okay, nice eco from them. They get some good money, and they're already starting to stack up a good amount of numbers on the defense side. The C hit was too strong in my opinion, and they wanted to try and fight it still heavy. But they did it differently, with one person being sacrificed, and then they omen flash, and then they kind of flood it. So it was similar to what I said, just with one person in this area. Which makes sense because you want to get hit by the sky flash to then signal to use everything. So I like that from Giants. It was a nice little on the fly round,
Contact on the other side of the map.
and a good way of handling like the C pressure, even though it didn't come in.
Cloud does invest early here. I think gets an awful lot of information for them to act upon. I think Vitality can feel as if that's an advantage.
Seen the defuse exploit in this map? Nah, I don't think so.
Approach towards A site here.
Last time they did try and lean
Okay,
towards
Skyhook
B, somebody
goes
got
in,
messy.
the insta pivot.
Wasn't clean by any means, but
Molly in
mostly we were
terms of the
questioning
normal
Giants
plant
kind of
spot.
fighting into themselves back in with that flash that just didn't seem to sit right. For now, though, we do have the lockdowns. This could potentially...
Yeah, this is a nightmare, and they're going to pivot over towards C. Rhyme doesn't have his flash, though.
So just kind of taking the tour of the map, they know Rhyme's position.
Rhyme, though, yeah?
So now what can Rhyme do? The flash was not good. That's actually hindered progress massively. A little bit of a team flash goes a long way as Rhyme now in danger, but he's still holding the ground. Support's now here.
Holy hell. Oh my goodness. He played this so well. Got the dink at the beginning, waited for his team to come in, and then just held strong with this once he knew this angle was going to be held. Got a little bit lucky with the timing, though, I will say that much.
Snakebite going to come through to stall things even further, and this time around, Bladestorm online, yes, but
he did great. He played this, especially once the Omen had spotted him in this area. They're going to expect you to kind of play where it was, so for him to go on the top was good. The flash didn't go high enough, kind of did a little bit of damage, and then, yeah, I love how he played. And once this was getting covered again from his team, he actually kind of knew about the angles.
Let's watch this run back as well, which is lovely from Rhyme, of course.
The other thing as well with...
Yeah, that was so nicely handled.
You almost want him to be able to isolate that kill on the back of the information from Bone Cold's TP. But there's no burst towards site. It's a slow push all the way up towards...
Okay, the only thing that I kind of like so far from Team's Vitality Gecko is like the initial first 5 seconds of the round. Like, I like the Dizzy going out. They can definitely get some map control. After that point, I don't know, it's still very early, but the Gecko hasn't been great after that. And again, I'm going to be critical of it because you're taking out a Killjoy.
Trying to work through things early, noting that frustration as well. You do want to keep Twisted in that right mindset, especially if you've got Split as map 2. You need him to be integral to success. He has been wondrous at that, but here in map 1, I feel like we're going to be just kind of seeing the, feeling each other out at this point. It doesn't feel like either team have fully slotted into comfort mode yet, and I kind of expect this hot and cold look throughout this entire game here.
E out 595. Thank you so much.
What Giants we see
Thank you so much, Al. Appreciate it. Chat, let's get some slugs in during the timeout. Thank you, dude. 7 months in the slug club. Thank you.
And I don't want to say rightfully so because obviously benefit of hindsight, but I think they came in, they played very sloppy last week. So that's definitely a lot of the things I wanted to see was, cleaning things up and playing crossfires effectively, not overextending in certain situations. I mean, last week we had Nuki full W key in towards
fast over towards here. What we just saw though was a flash go pretty low over towards C and it hit no one. So with that info, they can heavy rotate. Killjoy can kind of just stay in this area and get early info here and here. So that was kind of nice, the flash over towards here. Again, my big critique to a lot of teams at the moment when playing against a Sky is we never see 4-1s, which just means that information just is so easy to obtain, and you can just stack sites a lot easier.
And leave more of it towards Fatinho now. Once again, Vitality quite spread apart in this one.
Moshpit's going to land on him. What does he do?
Moshpit going down, that won't affect Fatinho, but those Seekers will certainly give it away. And the follow-up of the dog.
Updraft away though, so a lot of that investment mitigated here. Sender desperately looking for something, but Nuki's going to shut it down.
They're holding this backline fabulously. It truly stoic in nature, not really allowing much to disrupt it. That was another attempt, and it's just individual. Giants looking very refined here. Wondrous response from Giants.
Okay.
5 standing, and such composure kept them.
I think, again, the key word here is showing real restraint, which is where some of those rounds just spiraled out of
thank you so much, mate.
Week.
Thank you. 4 months in the slug club. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Thanks for using your prime on me. Chat, let's get some slugs in as well. Thanks so much for that, mate. Man, I want to see some better stuff with the Gecko, surely. At least a molly that hits backside.
Away from that, yes, heavily tagged up, but Vitality unable to really convert off that. And even in a couple of little situations there, like the self-flash in from Destrian, he's got to swing with that. Again, the choice is you get blinded or you shoot the flash. So
again, like I'm saying, I feel like Vitality are playing relatively poorly against the Sky.
Series to get through, so we could see him fall into comfort a little later than now, but it's certainly not there as of yet. Looking way more intent on finding a challenge in middle though. Giants unabashedly looking to find a challenge already. The dogs will be invested. I'm looking to see if Fatinho maybe takes a peek off the back of that.
Rhyme continues to play with fire.
Dog gets a lot of info.
Look at the minimap, right? If he dies outside of a
Dog
door,
just got a lot of info, and they're not going to go back and clear it. With the info gathered, especially with this smoke coming in. Yeah, we might have to leave C here. That Rhyme is always getting one. He's doing great.
Twiston suffering here.
Ah, that's unlucky, man.
Not able to find the success he wants by any means. He's been punished a couple of times on this now. Sight into control.
What happened with the plant here?
Should be getting that plant coming in pretty soon. There it is. But once again, we noticed
everyone is here.
We have to see this once again. Do they have that same cohesion, that ability to trade so perfectly off each other? What do Giants have for us now? First flash goes in. They start to build their attempts here. Sender tagged up, but the crossfires are good.
Crossfires are so much better than that other round we saw. We actually had the swings from the back of sight here, so that was great. Fish it all goes in as well. Wanted to go for the knife. Mozzie steals it out. Very nice from them. Mozzie had a good swing, and that's kind of what I wanted to see before, is actually had the good after plant positions and then the swing off, because we had this angle here before, and then no one swung off it, but this time we actually had someone swinging off it, so that was great. That was a much better after plant from Vitality. It was good.
Unfortunately, the retake not successful this time around. Great anticipation there, actually. I'm not even sure, was the wingman spammed off because the spike dropped?
It looked like it, right?
Back down, off site. Actually, all ultimates burn up here. Hoodie still with the Viper Spit in play.
Pancom, they talked about it at the beginning of this. I can't fully remember.
Revert back to this default here from Vitality.
It's an interesting way Giants are playing it as well. That 1-3-1, right? It puts so much pressure on the likes of Rhyme and Hoodie to not ever overextend, get caught out early.
Well, they were playing very proactive on the defensive
See, this
rounds last
is how
week,
you should be playing.
Really
this makes a lot of sense. Going to be doing this all the time. Map control here, map control here. So if we had the flash over towards here, it would hit, and then you kind of know that you don't know where the actual numbers are. So this is much better, much better from Vitality. And again, the round before was much better in terms of after plants.
Yeah, incredible work.
They forced their way over towards door. I'm still thinking this is an okay round at the moment. Omen's going to take a good timing towards C, and hopefully we can see something all the way back here. This is much better from Vitality. I hated the way that they started this map off, but they're starting to... These two rounds back-to-back are giving me a bit of hope for them. Now they're going to be able to get a C plant, and they have someone early towards A here as well. Going to hopefully be able to hear rotations. Flash goes in. I don't know if this wall was up or if it hit or not. Who knows? With the amount of people that's staying here, I imagine it hit.
I was going to say, Nuki's reposition there actually hinders Sender's ability to lurk, and luckily he's going to head away from
They
this
plant
location,
and they take a lot of map control as well, so if you're not used to playing Gecko, you might not think that they're this close
all
up.
the way back in spawn, and Bone Cold looking for a very aggressive pick here to catch this rotate.
Now, they had Rhyme sat in this kind of deep position, so they know there is space for this to happen. Surely they check, they do.
Just
really heads up.
Flash, Omen, flash.
Pretty sure that caught all three and the one on the other. Bone Cold actually going to slip forward.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
it was like mass hesitation.
And Rhyme's having it absolutely.
Oh my god.
No way. Oh, Sender.
It was unlucky, man. He had to. He kind of had to do trigger discipline, but then he got a little bit nervous with the amount of numbers that went by him.
Giants working their way back in, heads up play on the way back through, and
he kind of had to risk it, and then obviously once he like looked to the left, like once he looked this way, that's then his gun barrel was showing as well, so he kind of had to shoot early.
Oh, that's rough.
The Fnatic scrim of Apex, yeah, Apex scrim most of the tier 1 EMEA teams. Apex are actually like one of the better teams to scrim at the moment because they're very high level and that you know that you're not going to be playing them in the tournament. So Apex are getting like good practices. They're a very good team to practice against.
I'm curious of actually how they do approach that.
I did like this round a little bit better though from Vitality. It felt nicer. Oh my goodness. Where are we?
Investing 2 players deep, supplementing Rhyme's positioning, and then kind of instantly peeling the back, and actually gives them such a
in terms of money
now to play this from, whether they know it or not. It's a good read. It is could be that B piece again.
Kind of
We're looking for a little bit better synergy from Giants on this, and Fatino already finding
they
Destrin.
keep getting one on these hits.
Good little pump flash.
Giants look great though. As much as I'm not liking a lot of the stuff Vitality are doing,
now we look at what the
Giants
postplant's
are
going to
kind
look
of
like.
great.
Fatino, there's no pressure on him here. This just be Bone Cold spamming.
Oh, this Omen Flash is gonna be sick.
Sender finds a very curious fight, and oh my word, he does so much damage to Ryan, but obviously doesn't know it. Sender does go down without a Bone Cold and Molesy, and the HP is dwindling. It's looking rough, and they're making a scrap out of it, but
honestly,
it
they gave it a
to
good
anything.
attempt. They did give it a good attempt. I want to shout out Rhyme. He was in position to win this, then took a one-on-one duel because this Omen did great in terms of Bone Cold expecting it. But yeah, we were about to see an Omen Flash to take all of this. It looks like Giants had a good idea of how to play this. If they don't take any of this map control, they were just going to Omen just holds over towards C and then flash in.
Ahead of some of these site hits and not really looking to, 2v2 or 3v3 ahead of these executions is working so much better for Giants.
Feels like
right, they just have like here, and here, and then all they have to do is Omen Flash this in the retake, because they're just trying to farm this down. This was nice though. That's a nice fast hit. I like this a lot. Again, I like the first 10 seconds of the rounds from Vitality, but everything else is not great.
TP'd on top of the box.
This is interesting. Prime, how much can you do? You are surrounded,
and
you do go down. The burst from Twist in this round, he doesn't get halted. He's had a rough first half here already. It's been hard for him to find that value. This time he does. They're not out of the woods just yet.
So
there are still 3 players.
Turn here. Everyone should turn for Cloud. They are. At least they force him away from this position, force him to reconsider. But Cloud's creating so much pressure in the back line that Vitality haven't converted this to a plant just yet.
You're going to hear that waddling on through. So old Wingman's back to business. This little offset of timing does give way more of a chance. The flash didn't catch, but they know the one just got sent out from that side, so it's not too surprising. Nuki going to apply the pressure off the back of the flash as well. Lovely little synergy between the two.
They don't lose this though, right?
Twiston next on the chopping block,
oh my goodness, remix.
Does go down to Fatinho, and now it's Fatinho and Nuki up against Destrian and Sender. Yes, the ult comes in. Can he find any value for it? He's hunting it down! Oh,
that's so sick.
An attempt was made, but Destrian just turns around in time, catches him and denies it, leaving Nuki in a 1v2. And there, Sender just checks
nicely done from them.
as he got towards the site. Vitality not letting the scoreline get too far away.
I was talking about them eventually.
Yeah, I like the idea from both of them. Jet was trying to catch them off in the fish, and then the fish managed to go back and save himself. Still though, it feels like 7 is too much on the defense.
Again, now resets towards a more defensive position. Yeah, commits it. I mean, checks for information. Nuki just plays off the sound cue, waits it out. I'm not even sure how that's caught.
Fatinho is well close to getting that kill though. That was kind of clutch.
What?
Don't show Fatinho that replay. Whatever you do.
He made such a good choice. Just go pure hunter, right? Just try and chase it down.
That's good info.
Be in that ult for a couple more seconds, but that's going to be a frustrating one. Now,
Sender's kind of feeling it.
Well,
it's crazy to get that info and then push out like this,
but... Got to be careful. He's got pressure from either side.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy.
Now what do they do? Double
Sender
pump
just
back in?
Not finding value, at least here on Lotus so far. He's usually been so good for it in these sorts of positions, these sorts of setups for Vitality. Viper's actually going to be invested towards C just in case they do rotate, but again, Vitality got their sight set on A site here.
Could have been a bit more damage there, it felt like, but not to be. Twisted now on guard duty.
Yeah, Wingman was kind of MVP for that one.
Allow for that plant to come in, and he does. It is a 3v3. Paranoia going to land that, at least isolates one. Twisted now goes down in succession. Rhyme doing very well.
They really need this round. Let's see what Destrian can do.
Plant is on his side.
It's a nice reposition from him. Plant is not great though for this.
Mosh pit to work with, that's it. Maybe a time buy up. Rhyme still has a smoke.
Not too bad now.
Hoodie.
Bounce it off the wall. Okay, nicely done from Giants. Damn, he only got 4.
The discipline is in the right place.
What feels like a very one-sided half, to be honest with you.
I mean, yeah, it was.
Giants. Again, a lot of those concerns at least being, I don't want to say completely answered, but definitely improved upon from that Heretics performance.
Yes. I think that's the key aspect here, is that it is some of the issues you walked away with from that Heretics game have been somewhat quelled here, some of those worries at least. Now, obviously, that could still fall apart, right? Like, let's say next map,
it was a really bad attack half of Lotus. I'm going to just say it for what it is. That was not great.
Tilt rounds.
Oh, 100%.
Again, when a Yoru's getting away with murder and it's a player
like Vitality won pistol, right?
not an awful lot of success this season as well. Those are the things that can get in your head, and I think Heritage really thrived on that.
Okay.
Giants unable to really stabilize in that sort of situation, but here, like very, very composed. Like I said, they're sticking to some of these structured setups. They're relying on kind of receiving information. As
okay, yeah, and then they got it down to 2-2
on the defensive side. I said, even in the rounds where they were finding a trade or
again, I like their fast. I like their fast stuff.
Quite often, it didn't amount.
Their fast stuff was cool, and then they had nothing.
So good to see Pipson's got some part of this back into line, and
looking great on some of the retakes as well.
Yeah, very much so. I think only one really got thrown back in their face, but beyond that, it was actually quite impressive to watch. That didn't look anywhere near, even on the replay. Yeah, it's a good course correction for the side who seemingly struggled quite a bit.
And I think they might struggle in the defense, unless the Gecko's just getting constant info outside of C, I guess. The waterfall flash.
Again, you look at this and you think, well, yeah, this is looking at the foot.
But I don't know how they're going to hold B, really.
Felt a little targeted.
Like in my mind, B's relatively weak for Vitality without the Killjoy, but we'll see how they're holding it. Maybe the Viper's stuff.
Approaching some of these rounds is definitely a positive. Pipson, as vocal as ever, still got a lot to say about a successful half here at 8-4.
Yeah, he's. I'd love to almost have a chat with him with this consideration of coming back into Lotus, something that was certainly causing them issues.
Well, I'd love to know what the conversation was after last week. Yes. To be honest, that's. I even said it during the cast last week. That I'd love to be able to fly on the wall here to know exactly what Giants thinks is happening in some of these rounds.
And it feels like it became quite clear once you watch the game back. Obviously, being in the game feels very different to watching it slightly removed, so I'm sure it was almost instantaneous. But yeah, imagine being part of that.
This is unlucky.
The brawl's going to continue ahead of the flash.
6-person joke. Trades are relative even.
Basically the same scenario.
We lost
here.
Jet and a Sky for a Jet and a Gecko.
I guess almost feigning that this is an information flash. So they're just relying on actually the players on Giants.
That was nice though. Vitality nearly timed it well with the flash behind. I actually think Giants got a little bit lucky that they came out 2 for 2 here.
In a very difficult position now to fulfill that anchor role. Other two members of Vitality position towards C.
This is nice because the turret's going to go off. They insta-react with this. I like the Vitality groups before they did this as well. That at least creates pressure here, and they know that Killjoy's somewhere within this area. Could be over here.
He has to just tuck in here, honestly, in my eyes.
Bonecard has a flash as well for the retake. He's going to be able to hear all this info once they get over towards her. They've done good though. They opened the door and they kept it quiet ever since.
Guessing here, very, very slow progress from Giants. Let's see how diligent they are on this. Bonecard's getting curious though. He's interested in what's around that corner. He's going to find out very soon.
There's a nice alpha
Lovely
angle.
shot towards Rhyme, but they've lost out elsewhere, and now it's just Bonecard.
We tried to make the TP here. I don't think Hoodie knows about the reposition.
They're both looking up towards heaven, almost towards CT.
Wait, it was kind of sick.
The nano swarm slightly. Yeah, Bonecard can still keep slipping forward. Another turret put down.
Ah, it's unlucky. Honestly, nice brain work. I liked it. I liked what he was thinking there. Okay, double pistol for Giants. Going to be a nightmare for Vitality, especially with this comp.
See if Vitality do continue to try and put Twistin in a position.
So good.
Again, biggest criticism has been
1v2,
really how far ahead Twistin is in some of these rounds for Vitality.
Yeah, we'll get a good amount of that, coaches,
certainly something, especially
to grind some ranked in off seasons. I know Mini's pumped for it.
The second or third layer to Vitality's play when
Mini's
Twistin
been playing loads
already.
already.
Was the ability to really convert those rounds into value consistently.
Oh yeah, totally different gear that they can achieve if that does get, that box gets
Seymour Rayner.
As it stands, 5-12, not really having
There's
that
enough of
impact
that in
by any
ranked.
means. We already credited Giants' discipline. And
What are the best
we'll see
agents
if
for solo
Vitality
rank?
pick it
Honestly,
apart
probably
this round.
Sova.
Do have the upgraded
Sova's kind of
pistols, but beyond
unreal.
that, very
No one
little.
shoots darts.
No real subtlety here being shown. Yeah, Bonecard went for an attempt, but it was comfortable for Hoodie. And working back in on the site that he was so adamantly defending just that prior half. And the rest of Vitality just going to be working their way around. Again, if you're looking for any takeaways here, you're hoping that chip damage can be achieved. maybe land a couple of shots here. Molzy does have a little bit of an angle to work with if Giants decide to slip deeper towards the site, and they do.
Okay.
And there's the opportunity beckoning.
Yeah,
Molzy going to find Coutinho.
Actually, that alarm bot getting disabled.
Alarm bot
just
is
the
off
right
anyway,
time
but
for Twistin and Sender to find
they
a position here.
comms should come in about
That's
this.
going to be frustrating. Completely unawares.
Yeah, it doesn't look like.
Know about this.
I'm not sure they know about this, even though it was offline for a good amount of time. I mean, they know now. They opened the door before they took contact here.
There's the shot, though. It's
I guess they
Molzy
thought
again
that it was
finding
offline,
what
that they
is
would
that?
know.
No
Oh
way, Molzy!
my
That is
god.
Unbelievable! And now Hoodie is in danger, battling his way back through.
Holy
They've got him.
hell.
Sender is there, but Molzy this time making
That was
a mountain out of this
madness.
round.
Give me this replay.
Ridiculous damage done. I think as well, Giants are literally positioned towards the majority of this pressure coming back through spawn, back through archway. Like I said, the getting ahead of the alarm bot didn't even really matter all that much.
Yeah, I mean, what an absolute round from him. That's crazy.
To
And again, this is
about.
really,
Those
it's
are
a
the ones
very,
that
very
Vitality
important
need.
game
We
for
know
both
how
of these
vocal they
teams. So
are, we
to
know
do
how
this
active
now,
they
to
are on
break the
stage.
econ, such an important, that's sick. It's a big
Giants
round.
calling a
Still think it's going to be a nightmare for them.
The Pipson timeout.
But that's probably the best,
Give me the Pipson cam
best
right
chance
now.
of getting back into it.
I know you can hear us.
Do it.
Show me Pipson.
It's mild, it's mild.
He's leant pretty far forwards.
Yes.
He's in the Redgar posture.
He's gone full Redgar at this point, yeah. But those rounds are frustrating. There's kind of forced and unforced errors if you talk about it. Yes, you're facing Vitality, who are exceptionally good at those sort of rounds. We know that, we've noted it. But again, if you're talking about you're coming back into this map and you want to display that discipline, that capability that you've refined now, losing to a round like that is one you want a timeout for. But again, a lot of those shots were just kind of bangers.
I was going to say, yeah, how much credence do you really put up to Molzy finding 4 with the Sheriff? Like,
exactly.
In that situation, it's something that definitely, again, hindsight, how you look back at it, yeah, what could we have done differently? I think shifting the emphasis towards when that contact doesn't come, that flood or the waterfall doesn't come through from the rope or any pressure comes back through archway, when does the penny drop?
That really changed things up.
That they do pick up some different
A few
angles.
bits of armor.
But I don't think in
Some
terms of setup you
pistols
really
into
account
this.
for those sort of things.
Early C control, early A control.
So
See, this is what I think is
going to
be weak
now down to
from the Vitality comp. I
Frenzy,
feel like B is
Sheriff's
constantly going to be weak.
What?
Not if that's happening,
Coutinho
though.
actually-
How is
did
that
he jump
hit?
or updraft as well? He was like 9 feet up in the air.
Give me the replay of that one, please. And this looks comfortable now.
It's a gun,
Rhyme. Gonna get down one.
though. Oh,
If he gets twisted.
yeah, I can feel that one coming.
Rhyme. That's a Bulldog picked
I
up.
was gonna say, you
That
want to
should
take
be
that
a...
Vandal.
Yeah, but
Gets a good plant for his teammate.
Did he get the Vandal as well?
I don't know.
Yeah, there
Now
we
he
go,
does.
yeah.
Okay, what do they have here? We've got turret. They're gonna trade it out so full HP has
Yeah,
it.
and they're
They'll
playing
put
the
Nessie
after plant.
here. The Seeker's gonna dissipate before they
boy.
make any sort of damage. Oh, that's
Oh, one way though for your
a
teammate.
missed opportunity there for Rhyme. Caught.
Oh,
The flash doesn't catch.
he
Now,
dodges
how
the
does
flash
Loki
he's
play
been
this?
facing the
This
whole
is
taking
time.
a lot
Oh,
of
this
time,
is
that's what's
doable.
concerning.
I know he
Loki's
doesn't have
read
armor, but
once,
this is
couldn't
very
with 3
doable.
players, there's a lot to handle. They've got
He popped his nano swarm
Goes for
already.
the off angle.
They've got
It's
a
a little
smoke
bit
on Bone
bold.
Cold. They've got a flash as well. The paranoia is there. Nookie, what can you do about it? Nothing.
Okay.
Vitality, course
It was
correct
a
at
nice
the end there. Made
smoke
a
to block
chance
his vision,
happen,
though.
but
I liked it.
in the end, no harm, no foul there.
Yeah, Rhyme caught in no man's land trying to set up a smoke on the door potentially to the sound cube, but you've got to expect an early sightline to open up there. as soon
Project,
as
I have
you
no
hear that
idea. I have
happen.
no idea what the premiere and stuff's like.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a jump up here. I mean, this here, I was like, what?
they look like eyebrows to me, and it's just...
They do look like the bad eyebrows you get tattooed
Okay,
on.
another important
I mean,
round
if
for
makeup drew
Vitality to
them
get
on,
back
they
into
should've
this.
shaved
They get the
eyebrows
op
as well.
out
Full commit.
Yeah,
they
full-
got official.
Just beat them.
Or just, yeah.
Maybe I'm just not up to date on my weebiness.
I feel sorry for Twistin here. You got a full back, I
Twistin
think. Yeah,
has to
okay.
eventually fall away
They
from
at
this,
least
but
get the
look for an
dash out
early
of him, but
chance,
in terms of
posturing
the
over
amount
towards
of
that
map
C
control
side, it
again,
does.
they hold
Wait,
over
does
towards
Nookie
A.
get the punish on the rotation? No.
They've managed to
Molzy
punish
all
B
too aware,
quite a
gonna
lot.
catch Nookie trying to punish anyone trying
I
to
mean, honestly, the
lean
fact that
back
they're
over.
playing shot.
There's
Sure,
2-2-1 for the
that's
defensive
fine.
side will hold.
Perfect catch with the flash as well. Will
They got
confirm
a.
presence behind
The thing is,
Nookie.
this they have to shut down B early, and I
At
feel like
least
they might have
a
done
little
it a
bit of a
few times.
readjustment on the side of Giants. Destrian still actually... I mean, two players
they have
towards greeting this B hit. It's very often,
yeah, they have some good agents here, though.
Teams fully commit to a B hit, especially after conceding the first blood here, but Giants following through.
They're so deep at this point, though. Wingman's going to note it, flashes Cloud, but Molzy doesn't expect the secondary swing.
What's going to go in? How many is he going to get?
This is getting a little bit more interesting.
Got shot early. I was going to say maybe we could have timed the Omen flash with this a bit better.
No one can disrupt that. Bone Cold probably had the best chance for a small window, but that gets closed. Plant now down. How do they hold this? Difficult to hold, but then again, playing back in with that operator, not going to be easy either.
So this could be a big flash here, now dealt with immediately. And again, way ahead of the curve in terms of the retake here for Vitality.
And this is just Giants locking it out. Sender can't
Nicely done from Giants.
Giants looking really robust in that post plant.
Yeah,
that
didn't.
Feels
they
like
dealt with this very well, though.
I said they concede Nookie here. They get confirmed by the flash, and Vitality are like, surely they're going to go somewhere else, right?
Why would they carry on?
Yeah, they know someone's here. Maybe
yeah,
again,
there was nothing was together from Vitality. It was a relatively poor retake. Their 2 bits of util that they had together were kind of wasted. Well, 3 bits of util that they had together was kind of wasted. Omen flash, official Gecko flash, and it was just 1, then 1, then 1. So they could just deal with them very easily.
Is anybody going to be posted up on this? Likelihood is no.
Yeah, okay. We go back in. Ultimate's starting to filter through. We already have Rhymes there, Hoodie's there. Cloud not too far away. Twiston 2 off from his. Bone Cold 2 away. Sender as well. And early in 10, this is a dangerous position to be in.
Fatino dodged that.
Does Bone Cold get away with his life? Just about makes it to the other side of the wall. So Giants do win that early control eventually. Oh, it's about a minute mark, so forcing Bone Cold away.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this wall. Again, it kind of means
extending a little bit of that.
It's really strong over towards B. It's really strong over towards door, and again, it just means that you can play Omen close and TP behind, and normally get out for free. And I like that a lot. It means you don't have to put your duelist here. You can kind of do this stuff. So I do like that.
Even making it towards site, yeah, just invested now. And with the Viper utility, now you're retaking with just 1 smoke. Do they commit to the engagement here? I'm really curious how this pans out for Vitality.
I go Viper ult and then they pivot over towards B. This is very nice. They've worked out the weak spots.
And it locks off one of the
We've had a lot of Bs at the moment. Again, this comp just can't hold B. You have to have 2 people here, and then what? You're gonna do crossfires? That are going to get smoked off.
Impressive to watch. Now Destrian's here, but it's not going to easy.
Let's see if their retake's a little bit better. They have Dog 2 flashes.
And there's the swing. Fatino going to find Bone Cold and dips away. We do have the lockdown to support as well. Sender. He did get Hoodie, but that's taken so long to do. The Giants can still isolate the fight towards CT, and they can turn around, look towards all the other connection points, and it looks quite comfortable here. Turret will receive the contact, so everything should be confirmed and noted here. 2v4, Twiston already low, feels like a formality, and Molzy not an opportunity to do anything.
Vitality might pause and say that they need to shut down B because they're just strolling in.
Yeah, and I feel like this is targeted. This was something they had in the bank for their buy rounds, particularly with the lockdown. I mean, it is horrendous to ever have to retake B site on this map. It is just awful in terms of angles, in terms of that pit playing into it's disgusting to retake. And actually this one here to have the lockdown as well, there's so much time bought.
They got to try shut down B at one point, which kind of means that C is going to be weaker or A is going to be weaker, because again, to hold B with this comp you have to put bodies here, and that just means that everywhere else is going to be weaker. So I imagine that Vitality can put like 2B, which means that C is going to be super weak, so they're probably just burst C. I'm happy to see the Giants are exploiting this comp though. Nicely done from whoever's involved in that, just saying that B is going to be weak. We've seen that kind of 3 hits over towards B, all working out. So I'm happy that maybe it's Pipson, maybe it's Igel, I'm not sure. Maybe it's someone else.
You could argue Bone Cold and Sender, yes, but not in the same way that the Killjoy, you know, confirms that presence. You don't get that guarantee on the value.
Oh my goodness.
Pipson's still popping it off.
Pipson is exploding.
Like, I was thinking they had 6 rounds. Oh, trade
better, more.
Yeah. That's a lovely little staircase. That was very aesthetic. Wow.
No Killjoy at Troll comp. I don't think you're gonna.
Yeah, but you could.
I don't think you're gonna win many games without it. No. I think no Sentinel comp on this map is just like playing on hard mode. You gotta show something incredible.
So hopefully the timeout's given them some sort of concept to work with. Otherwise, it's 12 on the board no matter which way you cut it. Oh dear, Sender. Rocking a hard place for him. Nowhere to be. Twiston's ult feels almost
pointless now.
Yes.
Unless we get a Twiston round.
Last time Vitality played with Cypher, but that was their Harbor comp, right? Single Harbor. They played 4 times, which was the most readable thing ever. Like, Vitality just have a rough time on this map. They managed to get like 2 or 3 wins from the Harbor comp. That was impressive on its own. So yeah, it definitely. I love everything about this from Giants. Just well done from them. They look very strong on the map. They realized this was a weak map from Vitality. They've picked it, and Giants look really good. And Vitality just don't on this map. That's kind of just it. 6 chances to close this one out. They have some nice rounds into this. I like the round from Giants.
Wow. A little worried for Vitality, seeing only 6 on the board. Twiston, bottom of the board.
I'm a little worried, just I guess as well because of kind of.
But hopefully Split will look a lot better. That's a nice one. And again, they have to shut down B, right? And this makes a lot of sense. This is one way to shut down B. Giants, again, just going over towards here. We said that they would probably hit C the round before because, again, most likely they would be double stacked over towards B. We saw them hit over towards C with an Omen ult, so we called that right. And then they wanted to go back over towards B. So I'm very happy with how Giants are playing. Everything they're doing in the pauses and how they're approaching it is like spot on.
Great work. Cloud takes out Sender, disrespecting the utility,
Damn, nice
and carrying on. No respect for Vitality.
This was a 4v5 as well.
Into the hands of Twiston. Bone cold by his side.
Attack. Yeah, nicely done. Again, if you double body shot to kill it, so Cloud just decides to peek. What an insane round from him.
Plants now down. It's all just piling on here.
Nicely done. Sick round from Cloud to end it. Yeah, nicely done from Giants. Again, I do think the Pipson deserves a little bit of a shout.